In a world where nature's greatest beasts have ruled their own realms for millions of years, two titans are about to meet for the very first time. One rules the dense green jungles, where sunlight barely touches the ground, and every sound echoes with ancient power. The other dominates the vast, uncharted depths of the ocean, where silence hides the deadliest predator of them all. On one side stands the gorilla, mighty, intelligent, and fearless. His presence commands respect, his strength unmatched in the animal kingdom. He is more than a fighter. He is a leader, a guardian of his land, and a symbol of raw, untamed power. On the other side lurks the Megalodon, an ancient sea monster reborn. Massive, silent, and merciless, it has returned from the depths with a hunger that cannot be satisfied. Its bite can crush bone, its presence can clear the seas, and its instincts are purely predatory. This is not just a battle between two creatures. It's a collision of worlds, land versus water, brain versus brute force. Pride, survival, and territory are all at stake. When these two natural giants finally meet, there can be only one victor. This is the ultimate showdown. Gorilla versus Megalodon. Who wins? Let the battle begin. He moves with purpose, every muscle rippling beneath thick fur. Towering over most animals in his jungle, the gorilla is a force of nature. His strength is legendary, able to lift over 10 times his own weight, tear through tree trunks, and leap from branch to branch with astonishing speed. But it's not just power that defines him, it's intelligence. He studies his surroundings, solves problems, leads his troop with strategy and compassion. His mind is sharp, his instincts sharper. He doesn't seek out conflict, but when danger threatens his home, he becomes unstoppable. He is the king of the land, the guardian of the green. Far beneath the waves, where sunlight fades into black, something stirs. Bigger than any shark alive today, older than most mountains, the Megalodon glides silently through the ocean. It is a creature from a forgotten time, one that ruled the seas before humans ever walked the earth. At over 60 feet long, its jaws are lined with teeth the size of kitchen knives. One bite could crush a car or a whale. It doesn't think like land animals do. It doesn't reason. It hunts. Driven by instinct and hunger, the Megalodon is built for one thing: domination. It is the ocean's apex predator. Fast, brutal, and nearly invisible until it's too late. Two rulers, two realms. One commands the forest with brains and brute strength. The other patrols the sea with ancient instinct and monstrous size. Each undefeated in their own territory. But the island that holds them both has no borders. The jungle meets the sea, and there, only one can reign. The island rises from the depths of the ocean, a land of mystery and power. Lush, dense jungles stretch across the landscape, alive with the sounds of creatures that have called this place home for centuries. Towering trees reach toward the sky, their branches thick with leaves and vines that twist like serpents. Beneath the canopy, shadows lurk, both predators and prey, the pulse of life beating strong in the heart of the jungle. This is the domain of the gorilla, a place of primal energy where the air is thick with the scent of earth and rain, where each rustling leaf signals the movement of something much larger. But just beyond the jungle's edge, the world changes. The land abruptly ends at the jagged cliffs that drop into the vast, endless ocean. Below, the water is dark, the depths hiding more than just the ocean floor. It is in this abyss that the Megalodon reigns. The seas around the island are treacherous, unpredictable. Waves crash against the shore, thunderous and unyielding. Beneath the surface, the Megalodon patrols, an unseen predator, its massive shadow stretching across the dark waters. Here, the rules of the land and the sea collide. The air is thick with tension, the earth trembling with the forces about to clash. On this island, the boundaries between land and water blur. The jungle meets the ocean in an epic convergence. a battleground where two mighty forces will finally face each other. It's a place of beauty and danger, a setting that has nurtured the titans of the wild. Yet now it holds a challenge like no other. Who will emerge victorious when the king of the jungle meets the terror of the deep? Only the island knows. The peace of the island is shattered one evening when a dark shape moves too close to the shore. A pod of whales, once grazing peacefully near the coast, has gone missing. The jungle trembles with an uneasy energy as the gorilla senses something is wrong. His instincts tell him that something dangerous is lurking just beyond his territory. He watches over his troop, his mind sharp, scanning the horizon. His protectiveness kicks in, his senses heightened. The balance of the island has been disturbed. The creatures of the jungle are vulnerable, and the gorilla cannot allow this threat to go unanswered. The Megalodon, meanwhile, has been lurking just beneath the surface, silently making its way closer to the island's shore. It's hungry. The deep waters near the coast have long been a hunting ground, but something has changed. The presence of the whales, easy prey, lured it closer than ever before. The shark's instincts tell it to move in for the kill. The ocean is its kingdom, but now the very land itself seems to taunt it. It is relentless, its hunger never sated. As it circles the shore, the Megalodon begins to feel a new kind of hunger, not just for food, but for something more: dominance. The gorilla senses the disturbance. A loud roar echoes from the depths of the jungle. It's not just the animals in the trees that are in danger. The Megalodon's attacks grow bolder. The massive creature has begun to strike at the shoreline, sending waves crashing violently against the cliffs. The roar of the ocean and the calls of the creatures are now part of the island's storm. The gorilla knows it can't stand by anymore. His tribe is at risk, and the island must be defended. A territorial war has begun. The land and sea, once distant, are now on a collision course. The gorilla and Megalodon are drawn to each other by forces neither can understand. The jungle is no longer a safe haven, the sea no longer a silent abyss. A battle for survival, pride, and territory is about to explode, and neither side will back down. The island will choose its ruler, and the stakes could not be higher. The tension reaches a breaking point when the gorilla steps onto the beach, his eyes locked on the turbulent waters. His powerful arms grip a large rock, and his chest rises with each deep, steady breath. The waves crash violently against the shore, as if challenging him. Then from the depths, the Megalodon surfaces. Its massive dorsal fin cuts through the water like a spear, sending a shiver down the gorilla's spine. The battle for dominance begins, and there is no turning back. With a roar, the gorilla throws the rock toward the water, causing a splash as it lands near the Megalodon's path. The beast slows, eyeing the shore as its massive jaws reveal rows of deadly teeth. It circles, moving with the smooth, terrifying grace of a predator, but the gorilla doesn't flinch. He raises his fists, pounding his chest, signaling his dominance. The Megalodon pauses, sensing the challenge, but unsure of its next move. It's a moment of primal tension, land versus water, brute force against ancient instinct. Without warning, the Megalodon lunges, its body surging forward with incredible speed. The water churns, and the gorilla leaps back, narrowly avoiding the snap of its jaws. The ground beneath his feet trembles as the ocean roars, waves crashing higher and higher. The gorilla charges forward, picking up a thick branch, swinging it like a club at the massive shark, trying to force it back. The Megalodon retaliates with a massive thrash of its tail, sending a shockwave through the shore. The gorilla is thrown off balance, tumbling into the mud, but quickly regaining his footing. The fight rages on, shifting between land and water. The gorilla's strength is undeniable. Each strike he lands on the Megalodon sends shockwaves through the beach. But the ocean's terror isn't easily defeated. The shark lunges again, its jaws snapping just inches from the gorilla's arm. A spray of water explodes around them, and the gorilla grits his teeth, preparing for the next round. But then, the tide shifts. The gorilla knows he can't keep up this battle forever. He uses the terrain to his advantage, climbing up a nearby cliff, high above the crashing waves. From his vantage point, he spots a large boulder on the edge of the water. With a fierce growl, he leaps down, landing on the rock, and rolls it toward the Megalodon, hoping to trap it in the shallow waters. The Megalodon, sensing the danger, thrashes violently, creating a massive current. The beach shakes with the force of the clash, the earth and water colliding in a storm of nature's fury. It's a fight of extremes, a battle that tests the very limits of what it means to survive on land or in the sea. But neither the gorilla nor the Megalodon will give up easily. The struggle continues, no clear victor yet, but both titans pushing forward with relentless force. The battle intensifies, but it's no longer just about raw strength. The gorilla knows he must think beyond his sheer power to overcome the Megalodon. With each attack from the sea beast, he's learning more about its movements, its weaknesses. The Megalodon may be a force of nature, but the gorilla has something more. He has intelligence. While the shark uses its sheer size and speed to dominate the water, the gorilla starts to rely on his surroundings, using the jungle's resources to his advantage. The gorilla picks up a thick branch, snapping it in half to create a sharp spear. He watches the Megalodon's movements, calculating the perfect moment to strike. He knows that if he stays too close to the water's edge, he's at a disadvantage. But if he stays too far back, he risks losing his opportunity. He's quick. Every move he makes is deliberate, always keeping one eye on the Megalodon, anticipating its next move. His agility is his advantage on land, and he's prepared to outsmart the creature in ways the shark can't even comprehend. The Megalodon, on the other hand, relies on its immense power. It doesn't think the way the gorilla does. It charges, lunging with ferocity, its teeth snapping shut with deadly precision. It uses the current, the tides, and its massive size to create chaos. But it's not a creature of strategy. It's instinctive. Every move it makes is an effort to overwhelm its opponent with pure strength. The more the gorilla dodges, the more frustrated the Megalodon becomes. The shark becomes unpredictable, its attacks growing more desperate as it tries to corner the agile ape. The gorilla takes advantage of the shark's desperation. He leads the Megalodon toward a narrow inlet where the water is shallow, just deep enough to trap the giant. The Megalodon's massive body struggles to maneuver, its movements slower and more cumbersome in the restricted space. This is where the gorilla has the upper hand. With precise aim, he hurls rocks at the Megalodon's eyes, momentarily blinding it and causing the shark to thrash wildly. The gorilla, using the confusion to his advantage, leaps onto a large boulder, positioning himself above the water, out of reach from the Megalodon's jaws. He's not only fighting with strength, he's using the environment as his weapon. Realizing that brute force won't win this battle, the Megalodon shifts its focus, now trying to outmaneuver the gorilla. But the gorilla is always one step ahead. He leaps from boulder to boulder, ducking behind trees, using the vines to swing out of the Megalodon's reach. The Megalodon's frustration grows as the gorilla continues to stay just out of its reach. The shark strikes again and again, but each time it's met with only air as the gorilla darts away. It's brains versus brawn, strategy and intellect against overwhelming power. And with every passing second, it's becoming clear that while the Megalodon is the undisputed ruler of the sea, the gorilla is proving that survival isn't just about strength. It's about knowing how to use the world around you to your advantage. The battle has raged for what feels like an eternity. Both titans are exhausted, worn down by the relentless struggle for dominance. The beach is a wreck, the jungle shaken by the power of their clash. The gorilla stands tall, bloodied but unbroken, his breathing heavy as he surveys the wreckage. The Megalodon, once an unstoppable force, now struggles in the shallows, its massive body weighed down by the shallow water. It thrashes, disoriented and weakened by the precise blows it's taken, its once imposing presence now reduced to desperation. The gorilla knows that now is the time. With the Megalodon trapped and struggling to regain its footing, the gorilla leaps into action one final time. Using his strength and speed, he charges, grabbing a large boulder and hurling it toward the megalodon's exposed side. The impact sends a shockwave through the water, knocking the shark sideways. The megalodon lets out a final, enraged roar, but it's clear. Its power is no longer enough to overcome the gorilla's superior strategy and agility. As the dust settles, the megalodon slowly retreats into the deeper waters, its massive body disappearing beneath the waves. The battle is over. The jungle falls silent, the storm of conflict finally subsiding. The gorilla stands victorious, his chest heaving as he watches the ocean slowly calm. He surveys his domain one last time, knowing that for now, his territory is safe. But this victory is more than just about survival. It's about proving that strength alone isn't enough. The island has chosen its champion, not through sheer might, but through the power of intelligence, strategy, and adaptability. The land is his to protect. The jungle and its creatures are safe for now. As the megalodon disappears into the depths, the gorilla lets out a victorious roar, echoing across the island. He's proven that while the sea may be vast and powerful, the jungle is his kingdom, and he will defend it with everything he has. The struggle may be over, but the story of the battle will live on in the heart of the island, a reminder that sometimes brains truly do win over brawn. With the megalodon gone, the jungle is at peace once more. The gorilla returns to his family, his tribe, the leaders of the land. The war between land and water may have ended today, but there will always be another challenge on the horizon. The jungle is his kingdom, and he reigns supreme until the next battle calls.